What if I told you? Some of the most interesting Chevy cars ever made aren't the ones in the spotlight, but the ones left in the shadows. We all know the Camaro, the Corvette, and the Impala. They've been praised, collected, and restored by millions. But Chevrolet has a deeper, stranger, and more forgotten side, one full of misfits, experimentals, and one-hit wonders. These aren't your typical showroom stars. They're the underdogs, the ones that had big dreams but quietly disappeared. So today on Motor Majesty, let's go back in time and count down 10 old Chevy cars that time forgot, each one more surprising than the last. Number 10. 1975 Chevrolet Cossworth Vega, born in America. Breathed like a Brit. In the mid-70s, emissions and fuel crises were killing performance, so Chevy teamed up with Cossworth, the British racing firm behind Formula One engines. Together, they dropped a twin-cam 16-valve aluminum engine into the small Vega body. The result? A lightweight, fuel-injected 110-horsepower rocket that redlined at 6,500 RPM, rare for an American car back then. It had black paint, gold wheels, and a full custom dash. Chevy planned to build 5,000 a year, but ended up making only 3,508 units total. Why did it flop? High price, no automatic option, and timing. It was just ahead of its time. Number 9. 1962 Chevrolet Corvair Monza Spider Turbocharged Rebellion. Before Porsche brought turbocharging to the masses, Chevy did. The Corvair Monza Spider had a rear-mounted, air-cooled flat six with a turbo, giving it 150 horsepower. That made it one of the most powerful compacts of its time. Its European style and handling made it stand out in a world full of big muscle cars. But then came Ralph Nader. His book, Unsafe at Any Speed, criticized the Corvair's swing axle suspension, and that was the beginning of the end. Production stopped by 1969. Today, the Corvair Spider is considered both a tragedy and a masterpiece. Number 8. 1980 Chevrolet Citation X11 Detroit's forgotten hot hatch. The Chevy Citation was supposed to be the next big thing. Front-wheel drive, compact, fuel-efficient, but early models had horrific reliability issues, and the reputation stuck. Still, the X11 version was no joke. It had a 2.8L V6, 135 horsepower, upgraded suspension, and could hit 0-60 in under 9 seconds, which was solid for its time. In fact, it was even SCCA approved for showroom stock racing. But because the base car flopped so hard, the X11 was dragged down with it. Only real enthusiasts remember how sharp this car actually was. Number 7. 1973 Chevrolet Chevel Laguna Type S3. The muscle car that went NASCAR. Most people think the muscle car era died in the early 70s, but the Laguna Type S3 kept the flame alive. This wasn't just a Chevel trim. It had a special aerodynamic nose, improved suspension, and was directly developed with NASCAR racing in mind, and it worked. It dominated NASCAR in 1975 and 1976 with Cale Yarborough behind the wheel. But because of new emissions laws and changing tastes, the Laguna name vanished by 1976. Today, it's one of the rarest Chevels ever produced. Number 6. 1990 Chevrolet Lumina Z34, the sleeper sedan of the early 90s. With 210 horsepower from a 3.4L DOHC V6 and a 5-speed manual, the Lumina Z34 was basically a sports car in family clothing. It had aggressive bodywork, dual exhaust, and performance that could rival Mustangs of the era. Chevy even used it in NASCAR, replacing the Monte Carlo. But it never quite clicked with buyers. Maybe it looked too tame. Maybe people didn't expect performance from a Lumina. Today, it's incredibly rare. And when you find one in good condition, it's a true collector's piece. Number 5. 1989 Chevrolet Beretta GTU, the IMSA-inspired street fighter. The Beretta GTU wasn't just a sporty trim. It was built with racing in mind. Chevy teamed up with Prototype Automotive Services to make a car that could qualify for IMSA's GTU class. It came with a special aero kit, 16-inch wheels, upgraded suspension, and unique badging. The result was a tight-handling, front-wheel drive coupe with track DNA. Sadly, Berettas were never popular. Overshadowed by imports and their own unreliability, they disappeared by the mid-90s. But the GTU version? That's a forgotten legend. Number 4. 1971 Chevrolet Kingswood Estate Wagon, big block family bruiser. Don't let the wood grain fool you. Under the hood of this wagon was a 454 cubic inch big block V8. This 3-row station wagon could easily outgun many muscle cars at red lights, while carrying 8 passengers and a dog in the back. It had hideaway headlights, luxury trim, and weighed nearly 5,000 lbs. And it still hauled, literally. But like most wagons of the era, it vanished with the rise of SUVs. Today, it's one of the coolest sleeper Chevys ever built. Number 3. 2004 Chevrolet SSR Super Sport Roadster. Pickup, hot rod, convertible, all of the above. The SSR was weird and proud of it. It had a power retractable hardtop, a retro design, and an LS2 V8 producing 390 horsepower in later models. It wasn't practical. It wasn't cheap, but it was fun. Chevy tried to market it as a blend of nostalgia and performance, but it landed in a strange market space. It only sold about 24,000 units over 4 years. But guess what? Collectors are starting to notice. Especially manual transmission SSRs. They're now going for 40 or 60K at auctions. Number 2. 1969 Chevrolet Brookwood 427 wagon, a Corvette heart in a grocery getter's body. Want to talk about a true sleeper? The Brookwood wagon was a full-size family hauler that could be optioned with a 427 big block V8, the same engine used in Corvettes. Only a few buyers knew this was even possible, but if you checked the right boxes at the dealership, boom, you had a 390-plus horsepower station wagon. These are ultra rare today and basically forgotten outside hardcore Chevy circles. This car proves that even in the late 60s, Chevy knew how to hide performance in plain sight. Number 1. 1987 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS Aero Coupe, built for the oval, rare on the street. Our number 1 forgotten Chevy is the Aero Coupe, a Monte Carlo designed specifically for NASCAR's high-speed tracks. To meet racing rules, Chevy had to make 6,052 street versions, and what set them apart was the aerodynamic, sloped rear glass, reducing drag at high speeds. It wasn't just about looks. This car helped Dale Earnhardt Sr. win championships, but because it was so niche, few outside racing fans paid attention. Today, the Aero Coupe is finally getting the respect it deserves, but it's still a rare find. And there you have it, 10 old Chevy cars that time forgot. Each of these vehicles had potential, style, and engineering that set them apart. But timing, marketing, or public perception just didn't go their way. So, which one surprised you the most? Are you Team Aero Coupe, or do you wish you could daily drive that Kingswood 454 wagon? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into forgotten classics, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell.